We're live, so don't offend religions.
Don't offend religions this
Josh.
week on the Ewing Barbecue podcast.
Hey, get in here. Dallas is about to start.
Welcome to the Ewing Barbecue. We are a Dallas rewatch podcast where we rewatch and review every single episode of Dallas one at a time. We've been doing so for 5.5 years, and we are now in the 7th season. We even play a drinking game to the episodes. If you would like to find the rules, they are on our website, ewingbbq.com. And can we buy you a drink? My name is Mary.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Josh here, already packing for South Fork.
I'm Melanie.
And I'm the new guy, Brad. And this is the first time we've all 5 been together
I know.
doing a podcast. It's going to be so cool.
We've taken a
Except for when we were in
drink to
that
that.
car coming back from the bar.
No
Well, separate-
karaoke tonight. Yes.
No
Uber karaoke.
Man, that's what we should do. We should go karaoke when we're there. Guys, Sarah and I are getting Dallas tattoos.
Mine says Shape of Texas with the SF in the middle.
I might just want Jock's hat with the SF in the middle. Yay! Anyway, we're getting Dallas tattoos at the tattoo studio that's right down the street from South Fork, so I'm pretty stoked. Okay. Well, just a quick shout out to our Patreon. The show is completely funded by its listeners through Patreon. For those who are helping fund us, we try to give extra content, outtakes, video interviews, archive of fun cast-adjacent videos. We have a book club, and our current paid supporters, I'd like to give a shout out to Brendan Fillick, Captain America, Carrie Carver, Amy Hara, Brad Mulholland, Marie Johnson, Corey Springhorn, Michael Jung, Jason Carter, Jennifer Indelicato,
That's it. Sorry.
Laura Bernheim, Carl Reinsch, Anita Wren, and Kristen Carlano. We've gotten some new Patreon supporters just very recently. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
You have
you.
no idea
Yes, cheers.
how much we appreciate you, so we can keep doing this.
Okay, birthdays. Let's see. J. Eddie Peck, who played Tommy McKay, born 1958, October 10th. Karen Copens, who played Kay Lloyd, same day, same year as J. Eddie Peck. So they will be
shit.
66.
I remember that from last year.
Peter White played various characters. He was born October 10th, 1937. So he'd be very old if he was still with us. Happy Yom Kippur to all of our Jewish listeners this coming Friday and Saturday, the 11th and 12th. If you're in Salem, Mass., Omri Katz doing the Hocus Pocus thing. October 13th, 2002, Dennis Patrick, who played Von Leland, passed away. October 13th, 1936, Jim McMullen, who played Senator Andrew Dowling, was born. October 14th, 1986, Keenan Wynn, who played Digger Barnes No. 2, and the Winter Warlock passed away. One of our Dallas guests at South Fork Ranch, in case you haven't noticed, they have added 3 more, Josh Harris, Barry Corbin, and Morgan Fairchild. Barry Corbin, his birthday is October 16th, born 1940, so he will be 84. And that's the same day that John Larch died, who played Wally Wyndham, Atticus Ward, and Arlen Ward. He died October 16th, 2005.
My youngest was born October 15th, 2007.
2007. So he will be 17?
Because I
Yes,
met
he will
you
be 17.
right after you had him and you came to South Fork.
Right, yeah, it was, yeah, well, yeah, it was the next year.
So he's a senior?
He's a senior, yeah, because he has that October birthday where you can either send him or hold him back another year. And he's smart. He's smarter than all of us.
So he's on the younger end of his class then?
Yeah, he'll graduate when he's 17.
Oh, I did too.
Oh, so you had the same thing. Yeah. Okay, tonight we are talking about Season 7, Episode 4, Episode 135 of the series, My Brother's Keeper.
She's going to make another attempt to try and see Bobby and talk to him.
Yeah, maybe they should see each other. Under conditions that we control, of course.
Are you afraid I'll change my mind?
No, except I know that you're hurting right now. And I don't want you to be alone. I don't want anything to go wrong.
How could go wrong?
They could get back together. For a change, I think we have a simple divorce.
Bobby, the period.
Was there something you wanted going, Dan?
No, I guess this happens.
It's all been said. Woo-hoo.
Written by Arthur Bernard Lewis, directed by Leonard Katzman, and aired October 21st, 1983. Also, on October 21st, 1983, the number one song in the U.S. was Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler. In the UK was Karma Chameleon by Culture Club. The number one film in the U.S. was Never Say Never Again. Quite a few people semi-famous born today. Aaron Tveit is an American actor who got a Tony Award for Moulin Rouge, was born in Middletown, New York. Abudia, an Ivorian American artist, was born on the Ivory Coast. I'm not gonna insult anyone and try to pronounce that. Andy Marte, a Dominican baseball player. Nanette Tayeb, an Israeli singer-songwriter for the song Barefoot. She's also an actress and a television personality in Israel. And American baseball player Zach Greinke.
Oh, Zach Greinke, yes.
Died today. Theodorus Zwartkruis. I swear to God, they're fucking with me, these names. A Dutch bishop of Haarlem, Netherlands, died at age 73. And on Dallas.
You're supposed to be drinking when you say these names.
I mean, it would help, I think.
And on Dallas, this episode jumped from number 12 to number 2. Glenn Corbett makes his first of 18 appearances as attorney Paul Morgan, and he played Link Case on Route 66. And if you notice, does that, as they said, quote unquote, as Bobby said, quote unquote, call girl, does she look like Anita Smithfield? Why, yes, that is Tracy Scoggins, who played Diane Kelly. And she turned up as Anita Smithfield in the 2 Dallas reunion movies. And she played
I knew she looked familiar.
And she was on the Dynasty spinoff, The Colbys, as Monica. And Christopher Atkins said he enjoyed his scenes with Omri Katz, saying he was a great kid and had a lot of talent and they pretty much played the whole time. And he loves kids, and Christopher Atkins thinks he's still a kid. And keep Omri Katz away from the Black Flame candles. Thank you.
Oh.
Hocus Pocus, kids.
Hocus Pocus. Okay, I still haven't seen. You know what? I did watch today because I decided this is the year I'm catching up on all those movies everyone's seen that I haven't. I watched Practical Magic yesterday.
I like that. It's cheesy, but I like it.
It's super cheesy, which is why I haven't seen it. It's Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman.
That's a weird combination.
It's one of
the two. It's
everybody talks about, so I was like, all right, I'll watch it. It's fine. I don't know.
I'd rather watch The Craft.
And Brad watched The Conjuring.
Yes, The Craft. The Conjuring. I saw The Conjuring in the theater in the afternoon. I was the only person in the theater. And I probably just made it creepier. And I was just like, and actually, it's rare that I get creeped out by movies. So I ordered the Blu-ray while I was watching the credits.
I would say, no ma'am. Mm-mm.
I was the only one in the theater when I saw Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. And then some janitor that reminded me of an old guy on Twin Peaks was sweeping the floor while I was watching the movie. And I was eating donuts.
I was with my high school friend's mom, because it's the only movie that I've ever really been turned down from seeing because I was underage. Because I was 16, not 17. And I was like, I get into horror movies all the time. He's like, I know, I heard this movie's really bad, though. I can't let you in.
I saw Saturday Night Fever to drive in when I was 5.
It was the 70s. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I was asking my parents after what a cock tease was, but...
On Dallas... Are we on Dallas?
Oh, there's a question in the chat first. Wondering what everyone is wearing to the barbecue on Saturday.
Clothes, yes.
I haven't thought that far ahead yet.
I need to have a discussion.
I don't have it
y'all.
yet.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we do need to talk about it. I want to wear an off-the-shoulder boho white dress with cowboy boots because that's what Jenna Wade wore at the 1983 Ewing barbecue.
That's what I'm wearing.
Ooh, I got to go through all the barbecue episodes and I pick something. Ooh.
Yeah.
I thought
You should do
were...
the April when she's in the all black. Oh, you should do that one.
Anyone out there, if you want our merchandise, T-shirts on TeePublic, they are on sale for the next 2 days. So go there. I just ordered.
Oh my God, wear a T-shirt.
Our T-shirt for $16
on Dallas.
Sorry.
Can we pick it up?
Okay. On Dallas.
That beautiful. I love this establishing shot with the horses. It's always so majestic seeing horses gallop across in front of that beautiful, iconic house.
JR comes down for breakfast in the morning and tells Teresa, just eggs and bacon, no grits, because
I don't like grits anyway.
He's getting a little tight in his belt. He's gotta,
He's gotta watch that figure.
That's totally it, JR. It doesn't have anything to do with the fifth of whiskey you drink every damn day. Not at all.
Yep, it's totally the grits. And I thought I didn't like grits until I had them prepared really well in the South.
I've heard that's a thing. I haven't bothered to give it a try yet.
My eight-year-old nephew Lucas likes. They had shrimp and grits down in South Carolina.
Shrimp and grits is good. So then Bobby's just preoccupied reading some legal mumbo jumbo paperwork with stuff with the divorce.
And JR's trying to get him out of the funk he's in and is trying to encourage him to get out of the house. And Bobby's being Eeyore. But he's like, well, it's so, it feels so empty around here. And JR's like, well, Mama will be back soon. And maybe me and Sue Ellen aren't, are kind of strained right now. But, John Ross is here. Well, he's just trying to
yeah, surprisingly.
He thinks it's only temporary, this situation.
He seems sincere, but he also seems extremely sus at the same time.
So anyway, but he's basically he wants to get out of the house, but he doesn't want him to go in the office. He's like, you should totally stay home and whatever. And I was like, I don't know, I'm just going to sit around here. And he's like, no, rest up, because the Ewing boys working together is going to make this town stand up and take notice in a couple weeks.
Yeah, there's something I noticed about this scene that's kind of weird once we get into the office in a couple more scenes, and I'll try to remember that. Because it seems like JR wants Bobby away from the office.
Oh, yeah, he does. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Very much so.
So anyways,
just for the next couple weeks.
Then we cut to summer camp.
Well, let's bring in John Ross. He's already in his swimsuit. So this is a camp.
Speedo. Not cringe.
No, John Ross is not in a Speedo. Peter's in a Speedo, everybody.
Peter's Speedo. I took a screen grab of this and I can't find it. I think my computer ate it.
Dirty Mary.
You should have seen the 3D version of the episode.
Things I didn't notice when I was 7 that I notice now, Jesus Christ, it's just, hey. And he says, hi, Sue Ellen. And I'm like, okay.
It's just out
Peter's
there.
getting a chub. No.
Yeah, it's just there. And you're like,
it's like, boing, boing.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be inappropriate to be around young children with a
that crossed my mind, but at the same time,
it's the 80s.
And it's no worse than what's allowed on the beach.
I went to a lot of swim classes and I never saw anybody in a blue Speedo. I took swim lessons for years.
Oh, I remember lots of guys in Speedos in the 80s.
I mean, yes, people in Speedos, but not like instructors.
But not swim lessons. Right. Yeah.
There's a guy in North Myrtle Beach that walks around in one that's kind of reflective. I swear.
Reflective.
Yeah.
Speedo? I'm
not even kidding.
Speedo?
I found it.
Yeah,
Note to self. Pack Speedo for South Fork.
Silver kind of if you put it with a strobe light and a disco ball in the room, it would be reflective. Like one of those.
It's probably a holdover from Studio 54.
You're not wrong. He's about that age.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Melanie's like,
but anyways,
nice Speedo. I can see myself in it.
Basically.
Okay, so
start a fire with that over here.
Oh wait, it's Amazon Prime Day. I wonder if I can get one of those Speedos on sale.
Go for it. So Peter convinces a shy John Ross to come play with him in the pool, which makes Sue Ellen very happy.
And John Ross is having a ball.
Yeah, he actually starts having fun. He's like, oh, okay.
And Peter has two balls that are quite...
double finger on that one.
She says that it's like... She almost acts like the mom. She really is the mom who's leaving her child at daycare for the first time, and she's kind of like, mommy's leaving now, and he's like, cool, bye.
Yeah,
and she's happy, so that's good. Her little boy is happy.
Great having a kid that does that, because I don't have a kid that doesn't do that. I don't know if anybody out there has kids that do that, but you know what I'm talking about.
Well, your kid's grown now, so.
Oh, I know.
Even when he was younger, like we left him in a camp in Chicago, and he was like for a week, like he went in the hotel room, saw these other kids, and was just like, all right, see ya. Like, okay.
Really? My oldest, we went on a cruise, and there was like a whole thing for kids to do during the day. And like, he would just be like, I don't want to go. I want to like hang out with you. And I'm like, no one wants to go drink.
That's how
my son had friends that were like that. You just like throw a fit every time you leave them somewhere. Like,
yeah.
And it took that other little kid splashing John Ross to kind of break the ice a little bit, and then and then
John Ross was like, "Why are you splashing me? Like what?" And they're like, "No, it's playing." And he's like, "Playing?"
Then you say, "Fuck off!"
What is playing?
Fuck the fuck off.
Well,
I have only been around nannies
and my older relatives that are decades older
and I
than
wonder
me.
if he had ever like seen another child like around normally besides Christopher.
Yeah, because I don't think the kid was socialized.
Not very much.
Yeah, he's like, hey, do your parents fight in front of you?
Maybe Teresa's grandkids.
Okay, so then we cut to
Clarence Colby arrives at
JR's office.
Stole that name.
This is a very interesting thing I noticed. I'm also thinking, ooh, that could have been a subtle dynasty dig too, the last name Colby. But he comes in, Kendall has to buzz Sly. Sly has to contact JR. JR tells Sly to let him in, so she goes over and lets him in. Is that a little redundant?
It takes a lot of time for it to happen. I know that. I don't know.
Beefed up security. But, I mean, at the same time, this is also where I'm like, they kind of make a comment about that. And JR, in the same breath, is, well, Bobby's not here, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't know who you are anyway. And I'm like, then why are you trying to keep him away from the office? Like, if he doesn't know who this guy is, what's the big deal? Like, what are you doing?
Well, Bobby might ask questions. He could ask questions, like, who's that? Because he obviously is, like, not, like, a business guy.
So and because
I mean, I also looked at his clothes, and I was like, well, this is Texas, that probably is I don't know.
And because
he looks like a business guy to me, but...
Yeah. And because they're in a quote-unquote truce, they might be thinking that, business. And then... They might be thinking, oh, well, we'll work together, so Bobby might ask questions and keep him out of the office. Just keep him out.
Right. Keep this easier to, whatever. So he's come from Canada to say basically how great the Tundra Torque is. And also to update JR that he totally fucked up with the drilling stuff so that it should delay if there's going to be any oil strike, it should delay it by like 2 months.
By the way, I love that word. Those words. Tundra Torque.
Twirling his mustache. That's excellent.
I think that might need to be a new meme.
Well, I was going to refer to, in the last scene, that is Peter's Tundra Torque, and I forgot.
Peter's Tundra Torque.
Peter's Tundra Torque.
Unsubscribe.
That is going to be on my next coffee cup. With a picture of Peter on the side.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, yeah, I could make a whole...
Good morning, Peter! Yeah. What's in your cup today? Peter!
Well, he is pretty cocky.
Oh.
But,
so,
yeah. So then Donna runs into Paul Morgan, whose name she, I guess, has always forgotten.
Oh God, he's one of those guys.
What an awkward
You know, they're
introduction
like,
for a
don't you
character.
remember
Yeah.
me? And she's like,
You were the guy
And
I
then he
tried
takes
to
it a step
avoid at the
further.
party, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and then he
you're
takes
the-
it a step further, and like, well, you were married to Sam then, blah blah blah, and
He basically confesses that he had a huge crush on her back in the day, and she seems very flattered by this.
This is like
Yes.
almost the opposite of flirting. Like, you know, he's like, it wouldn't be good business to fool around with the senator's wife. And he's like, oh, so, well, they wouldn't have gotten to fooling around, you know, and then they just
Right.
walk on and talk more. Like,
Donna's like, this is
Right.
weird.
this is anti-flirting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
very-
I was like,
very-
yeah, it wouldn't have gotten to there, and he's like, oh, okay.
It's a very strange way to introduce another lawyer into the show. Just this whole
Yeah.
flirting and the.
The whole scene is kind of awkwardly done. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
And she
She just goes with it.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, I guess let's go for a drink. But my husband is really big and he can beat you up,
Yeah.
so.
Yes.
He's like, is he strong politically? And she's like, physically he is.
Strong as a bulldozer.
Mhm.
It's a little
Bulldozer.
extreme, but okay.
Like,
A
Ray?
bulldozer.
Ray Krebs? All right, sure.
I'm a dumb cowboy.
He'll beat your ass.
I would
He'll
have
beat your
chosen
skinny
something
attorney
more
ass.
like scary, like a rhinoceros. Why would you say a bulldozer? You know what I
But-
mean?
Yeah, bulldozer. It's,
But I would have chosen
yeah,
something
no,
like
it's
an
a weird
animal.
choice.
Now,
Yeah.
if we think of the original, going back to casting Ray Krebs and Ken Kercheval went in for the part, no, he would not be as strong as a bulldozer. Ken
That never
Kercheval
was
is a
on
completely
mine.
different
Yeah, it would be
build.
it would be a different Ray. Because when we talked to Steve on our podcast a couple weeks ago, he was basically like, I made a lot of those choices to make Ray. Like,
Right.
because we kind of touched on the like Ray being a dumb cowboy thing, and he was like, I made those choices. That was me. And I was like, oh. Okay.
I mean, they were all cast so well.
Right.
Right.
Like, I can't imagine any of them in any of the other roles.
And also up for that role of Ray Krebs was Martin Kove, who is Sensei Kreese in Karate Kid movies and Cobra Kai, and he was in Rambo.
He was up for Ray?
He's a good friend of Steve's, and he was up for the role of Ray Krebs. He went in for it, yeah.
Wait a second.
And Terry Nunn from Berlin, and Sarah, this is new information for you. Terry Nunn from Berlin, the lead singer of Berlin, was a finalist for the role of Lucy, according to Charlene Tilton.
Yeah, I saw you said you put that on a text message in our thing or something. But the sensei
like
guy,
Berlin.
you're talking about the big guy that is like the sensei of Cobra Kai that has the mean guys, like put him in a
Yeah.
body bag.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
that's a weird.
He was,
Keep the
He
leg!
first
He was
It would be
also-
a weird choice.
Yeah.
he was also in Rambo.
Yeah.
I can see that, but I don't see him like a cowboy on a ranch. Shut the fuck up.
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to. He didn't get the part.
I think it would have been good.
Right.
But, yeah,
And I think it worked out well for both of them. Martin Kove went on to his own fame, and Steve Canale went on and did great things with the role of Ray Krebs.
And Aunt
speaking
Lil
of-
is outside beating a carpet to death.
yes.
And he's like, you know,
She
Will,
is pounding that carpet.
we have a vacuum cleaner. We have a maid, and she's like, yeah, it's not done properly.
This
You're
is-
just
And
like,
he's like,
can't
it's like,
even.
why don't you
with
sit
her.
down? She's like, I can't sit down anymore. Like,
This
I'm
is the
gonna go
first
stir
I'm
crazy.
hearing of them having a maid.
Yes, but I think it's
Cleaning
like
lady, whatever.
I think it's a cleaning lady. Somewhat. He said we have a girl that comes in, so I think it's one of those. She comes in like once a week or something.
Yeah.
Cleans up and
Like
takes off.
Lucy had the one come in when Mitch would go off to.
like a
yeah.
normal people cleaning lady, like not like a Southport cleaning
like
lady.
the kind of cleaning
Right.
lady I have that comes in
Right.
like every 6 to 8 weeks. So she-
right. It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
She does
Right,
the deep clean, and then you do
Yeah.
the maintenance.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
Who are these people that have cleaning people? No.
Melanie.
Hey, it's like the one luxury I
She's
afford
fancy.
myself.
My grandmother used to call the
I don't have
cleaning
my toes
lady.
done anymore, man.
I don't either. But I
My
have a
grandmother
maid.
used to call the cleaning lady la bonne, which was French for maid. It was just that was the literal translation of la bonne, but she would always refer to her as la bonne. So
Refer to who?
the
The
cleaning
maid.
lady that the family had years ago.
Oh, okay.
I have one, but it was not my
Just to say
idea.
internet.
Qu'est-ce que c'est, internet?
That one.
Did you hear
I'm
my
the cleaning lady
baby?
around here.
I'm my own cleaning
No,
lady.
and I'm
Do you wear French
100%
maids
for
outfits?
that. And he fought me tooth and nail about it. He's like, every 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm not paying for it. I was like, I was raised like, I don't know how it is. My mom is like that Southern, like you take care of your house. It's very, I don't give a shit about that. But it made me feel like I'm not doing like my job, but it's our job, but it's just not being done well with 3 dogs in the house. Exactly. But there's also 3 dogs.
Oh.
It is. And that's what he told me. He's like,
Oh.
you're being stupid. It's not my job. It's our job. And we're not here enough. And we have 3 dogs. So
Growing up, I remember all the neighbors had landscapers come around, and we would always be out raking our yards ourselves and cutting the lawn and that sort of thing. Just how people do things. Some people
Landscapers, that'd be nice.
landscapers. So Lil's beating that rug.
Landscaping.
Yeah, she's being
But
rug.
she's going through it, and rightfully so.
Right. Yeah. She's like, she has to do something physical because she's going fucking crazy and she can't stop thinking.
And actually, something like that is very cathartic.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's why we have rage rooms and stuff like that out there.
Mm-hmm. And she's so upset because she knows that her son is sicker than he's letting on, and she knows it's bothering him, and he just keeps joking, and she can't handle that he's like not being real about it because she thinks that just means that he's really like more upset about it.
Yeah.
And
Because Mickey was like sarcastic and everything, and even after he started dating Lucy, and now it's like he's being too sweet, too nice, too polite. Right. She's like, something's wrong with my kid.
Yeah,
like he's not okay.
Yeah.
And she says, I can't deny what I see with my own eyes.
Mm-hmm. And Ray's like, well, it's better than giving into depression, which is true. And he's like, he's a strong kid, and he'll fight through anything. He's gonna fight through this. And she's like, maybe, but I hope you're right, but I'm not so sure.
The better his spirits are, the better his chances of making
which is
a
true.
life for himself.
Positive mental attitude goes a long way.
Yeah.
And we have
Then we cut to Bobby and Pam's lawyers hashing out the details of the divorce, and
very cookie cutter.
Pam is just kind of like looking contemplative and maybe a little down, and Bobby looks like he's about to head dive off a cliff.
Neither one of them say a word, and the piano and the background music becomes louder than the dialogue of the lawyers.
Because they didn't really know what to. Yeah.
Well, the lawyer stuff, it was all just boilerplate.
And they were
textbook.
like, hey, this was a really easy divorce. Yeah. And then,
let's go out for drinks.
And Pam's like, Bobby, as the door shuts. And
she waits. So she watches him get up, pick up a suitcase, walk out the door, waits for the door to close, and then it's like, Bobby. I'm like, girl.
Like, did you want to say something?
She did not care enough. If he cared enough, he would have jumped up when he leaned over to get the suitcase.
I guess it's all been said. I'm like, girl, stop. Like, just
ladies there. It's all been said.
If you want to fucking talk to him, go outside and talk to him. You don't.
At the same time, though, what a contrast to JR and Sue Ellen's divorce.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Like, it was like, boom, boom, done.
Yeah, right.
And we'll meet you. We'll see you in court. It'll be over. Like, we're not going to go into.
I meant to say something last week at the end because there's that great scene, but like, think about it. This for the state of in the history of the show, this is rather distressing because the whole show kind of started because of their marriage.
Yep.
And now I got to think, if you're watching this in 1983 and you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. Like this has got to be like stressing people out when they're watching this.
Right, because they're like, oh, they'll get back together. They'll get back together.
Like JR and Sue Ellen did.
And keep in
that
mind,
Bobby and Pam are going to have to reconcile.
Keep
Ray
in
and Donna
mind,
stayed together.
There's no smolder of hope right now.
And keep in mind, producers wanted to kill Bobby off after episode 5 of the miniseries.
Yeah, but realized that would be a dumb idea. So, like,
what incentive would Pam have to stay on at South Fork if her husband is dead?
Only if she was pregnant and didn't miscarry. If she had an heir, that would be the only thing keeping her on that ranch.
But then JR could send some good old boys and pull what he did with Valine and take that baby.
Yeah,
That's
I'm glad they
fucking
didn't go that
crazy.
way.
That whole thing is, look, you can see
So
River back
fucking
there.
weird. Like, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna raise that baby. Fuck you, man. Sorry.
No, I know.
JR.
Fuck you, man.
I know. So we cut to a fancy shot of JR on a rooftop overlooking Dallas where he meets
I like
Katherine.
the pan. I like the
Yeah,
camera
no, it's
pan.
cool. It's a nice fancy shot.
It is.
These two, man, they're like diabolical twins. They're awful. So
They're
sinister.
kind of a
meetings are
good
just
match.
so random.
They
honestly.
really are. That's what sucks.
The meetings are so random. Like sometimes on top of a parking garage, sometimes in a front of the office building. Just like
It's like
Walking down the
campy
street.
covert. Yeah.
are we keeping track of the top of the parking garage meetings that happen in this show?
No, we
quite a
haven't.
few.
But we should
Every time
start
there is
keeping
one,
track.
you should drink.
Like, have you ever had a meeting
Oh.
with someone at the top of a parking garage? No.
A parking garage meeting. I'll add that to the list.
Yeah.
Parking
Yeah.
Sometimes
garage.
it's in the garage, sometimes on top of the garage.
That's called you're
Yeah,
meeting
right, yeah.
mafia or you're meeting your bookie. Those are the only times you meet people in a parking lot.
Is this deep throat? What is going on here?
Ew.
Yeah.
Watergate, not the movie, Sarah.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I thought I heard something else.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. We're gonna.
I know what Watergate is.
So they compare notes
Watergate.
about the divorcing couple and how they're doing. Catherine's worried that Pam is going to try to talk to Bobby again, even though she had the opportunity earlier that day and did not. And then Jared thinks, like, actually, it's not a bad idea. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, if we control the circumstances, it could work to our advantage.
Let's go, Boris and Natasha.
So then we cut to Peter and his Tundra Torque are getting John Ross out of the pool when Swellen comes back.
They swam all day. They didn't do anything
All day.
but hang out in the pool all day.
Oh, then that means his Tundra Torque
And their
is...
fingers aren't pruned, and there's shrinkage.
I was going to say, his Tundra Torque is...
And there's no Brooke Shields in sight.
He tells her that she's doing better, or that John Ross is doing better than he was, that he's just basically like, he's still being shy, but, he's going to grow out of it, and he knows what he's talking about. He's talking from experience.
Oh, so he was shy, too.
Yeah, Swellen's like, you don't seem shy. And he's like, oh, I still can be. Okay.
Weird.
And then she just kind of looks at him like, I'm noticing things that I didn't notice before between Swellen and Peter. And
Shy,
I have to
but-
say this. I have been a defender of Swellen's and Peter's relationship online for years. Just because I really did, I still do think it's a double standard. Because mostly since, like, Kristen was basically she was like 19
It is double
and nobody
standard.
and then Callie and nobody gets really upset about that, so there's that part. But I guess I didn't realize how young Peter really is, and two, I'm seeing Sue Ellen's reaction to him, which is where
like 22.
I thought he was a grad student, and I actually got into like an online little kind of discussion with someone who, if you're listening,
He wasn't a grad student. He was an undergrad.
yeah, and this is where I'm like, oh shit, he was an undergrad. He wasn't even good. See,
Hey,
It is a double
get
standard.
it
Lucy
when
was
you
hooking
get
up with
it.
all the older men. Lucy was
Wow.
hooking up with all the older men, so that was a double standard.
oh, I know. I thought that he was a little bit older. I mean, it's fine. They're both adults.
I
They're
get
both
what you're
consenting.
saying.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but
But
I don't think I
I
realized
did think he was a little bit older. Because everyone's like, he's underage. I'm like, he's not. He's in his 20s.
No, he's at least a college student.
Right.
Yeah, I would say
least.
he's probably 21, 22, so he's my son's age. But
That's exactly what
Well,
she's thinking. Oh my God.
But I can see him in this scene trying to make like a connection with Swellen, like a like thing, and she's kind of backing away.
Because she calls him a boy.
Yeah, she makes sure to call him a boy,
A boy.
and he's I don't see myself as a boy, and then she's like, oh, I didn't mean that in a bad way.
And Peter talking about shy, I'm laughing when he was talking about how he was shy, but You're not shy when it comes to what you're wearing for a bathing suit. There, you're leaving nothing to the imagination.
He's pretty comfortable showing off his Thunder Torque.
Showing off his Thunder Torque.
And he just keeps going on, like, trying to make a connection. He's like, well, you know, I've been on my own for so long, and da-da-da. And she's like, okay, well, and then that girl comes up, and she's like, hey, Peter, do you want to hang out? And he's like, no.
She's too young for me.
No, I got to study. I don't really have a social life. Yeah.
And
I'll wear a Speedo in public, but I'm still shy. And I don't want to socialize.
I thought it was funny because they're like walking. Swillen the whole time is like walking with John Ross back to her car and not stopping as Peter's talking. And then she just looks at him. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, Peter. We've kept you. And he's like, oh, that's all right. Like, she's literally trying to get away from you, Peter.
Oh, my God.
So funny. I never noticed that before. Before, I was like, oh, no, it's just a romance. And it is, and it's a consensual one, but yeah.
But that's how us guys are. You got to, thump us in the head with it.
But but for him, it's young love. Like,
not
he thinks,
interested.
Right. Yeah, but nobody wants to be mean.
Or bam, interested.
Spoiler alert. For her, it's a hookup. And for him, he's this, like, all the stars for eyes for her.
Puppy love.
Just completely.
That's the word,
like,
puppy love.
And I just feel like I've been Peter in the past, so I think that's why I get so sensitive about it.
I've been Peter. Less my Thunder Torque and Speedo, but I have been Peter.
Wait a minute. Mary, you were wearing a Speedo?
I knew you were going to say that.
I was letting my Thunder Torque out, too.
Oh, my God. You guys.
Wow. Okay, let's have some more drink here. Okay.
I'm just going to mute.
All right. So JR is annoyed to see Bobby at the office because Bobby's just like sitting in his office, staring into space.
And great way to slip Kendall, Sly, and Phyllis into the episode too. Just have them walking around the office doing their little.
He's just day drinking in his office.
Mm-hmm.
And JR's like,
Bobby.
He's like, hey, do you want to like hang out tonight? Like, let's go to dinner. And Bobby's like, actually, I'd really like that.
It's not a bad idea. Go out, get some steaks, some drinks,
some bourbons, some scotch,
some conversation. Remember the good old days?
Oh, JR.
Yeah.
You're doing that thing again.
That thing.
Sincere or sus.
Yeah. You don't know. I think it's both. I honestly think it's both.
I know. I do think it's both. He's like, yeah, man, I do care about you. You need to get your mind off this. Like, believe me, divorce sucks, blah, blah, blah.
It's real, but also...
Get the fuck out of this office because I got shady shit to do.
Right.
I mean,
and also, I have to put one last nail in the coffin of your marriage. So, yeah, let's go hang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm finally getting what I wanted after 6 years or so. Yeah. Getting that damn Barnes woman out of our lives.
It's so close. He can smell it.
That's
so
called
we got to
divorce
Dallas
lawyer
Memorial.
smell.
And Mickey is trying to basically tell Lucy that she needs to move on. He's like, I can't hold you. I'm never going to make love to you again, Lucy. And she's like, I don't give a fuck.
Making love out of nothing at all.
Right. People have dealt with this. You're not the first person that this has happened to. People have gotten injured in wars, much worse. You are alive, and that's all I care about. I want to be with you, so shut up. I'm not leaving. And then that reassures him. He smiles for like the first time.
Yeah, she lays down the tough love.
Yep.
Slap some sense into that boy.
I don't know if that's... I know where she's coming from, but I don't know if that's what he needs to hear right now. Or does he? What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think he's doing that thing where he's feeling really, as he should be. I'm not judging him. He's definitely feeling bad he's mourning what he thought his life was going to be. And so he does love Lucy, and he's trying to set her free. He's like, go have a life. I care about you. Go with someone
I don't want to be
you
a
can
burden.
do stuff with. Right. He doesn't want to be a burden. So he's pushing her away. But Lucy literally is just like, are you kidding? Like, I care about you. And so by saying that, like, it's then also reassuring him. So it's almost a little bit like he might have been a little bit pushing her away to see if she'd go. All right. So then Katherine answers Pam's door.
Well, hello
and
there.
It's Cliff, Afton, and Pornstash. Katherine rolls her eyes. But they come in and they're here to take Pam for a night out on the town. How many bars can we hit before dawn? Says Pornstash.
Pornstash.
And it's Josh just rubbing his chest.
And then
Let's get Brad's
Katherine
face.
informs them they have reservations at Javan's. But she says, you know what? I will change the reservation for 4. But Cliff says, you mean for 5. There's 5 of us. And she says, no, 4, because I'm going to stay home alone.
I am going to boldly step aside and do the noble thing.
Oh, Katherine, she's so nice
Girl,
and noble.
bye.
She is so concerned with other
conniving
people's
little
happiness.
Yeah.
She's so concerned with other people's happiness. No, you go. The sacrifice that she makes.
You go. Yeah. So then we cut to Jovan's. So I'm guessing, so this is hours later, an hour or 2 later. And Bobby and JR are having a great time. Talking about
Swapping
daddy.
stories about the old days.
Yep.
I'm glad they took a minute to do that. Like, set that up, like bringing the brothers having a nice conversation with each other and talking about the past and the good things.
It's probably as buddy as Larry and Patrick are off camera. They were just bringing some of that onto this.
That they have a real relationship, and they're actually talking about their mutual past, and it's nice to see for 30 seconds.
Sure.
Right.
Nice little reminder. And so they are talking about that when, oh my God, it's crazy. His friend Serena walks in with her friend. Who,
what a coincidence.
Oh my gosh. Is in town. She's leaving in the morning. Hey, can we hang out with you?
Wait a minute. You look like Anita Smithfield.
And Bobby knows it's going down right away. He just looks like, oh, God damn it.
Bobby's like, dude, really?
You brought Tracy
No,
Scott
this
party.
Serena, it's Judge Ackworth's daughter.
He's just like, I can't.
Granddaughter,
You can just see him looking. He's like, all right, whatever. So he plays along. He's like, fine. So they drink, they laugh. And then when the Pornstash crew comes in, only JR sees him. Nobody else has seen him yet. And there's a lady taking pictures. So JR's like, hey, quick, let's take pictures. Everybody, hang on to each other. And it has Bobby pull Diane close.
Yeah.
And then
get a little closer.
Just cuddles up with him there. They just met 30 seconds ago.
Let's take a picture.
Let's take a picture.
Do these people not know this is all
this
fucking set up? Do they not understand this happens over and over and over again?
Is this a thing really in nice restaurants where they just
pictures?
take
Yeah,
people just walk
that is a
around and
thing.
take pictures of people in night? Okay.
We got our picture taken, Seth and I, when we were in Chicago about a month ago. We were in I forget the name off the top of my head. It's one of the big deep dish pizza places. And a lady came over to, can I take your picture? And Seth is immediately like, no. And I was like, definitely. And Seth was just, and so then I have a series of pictures of me trying to get Seth to pose for the lady and our friend taking a picture of it happening because Seth is just like,
It must just be pretty people. I don't get
That's
my
funny.
picture.
No, we're the opposite. They come over and I'm usually like, and Scott's like, yeah, here you go. And I'm like, shit. Every time. He's like, a good picture.
Where I found it weird and borderline inappropriate was after my sister's funeral at the reception. her husband had hired a photographer to go around taking pictures of people.
Oh, wow.
That is
Her husband
borderline
did?
inappropriate. Unless
I didn't-
everybody
But
knew.
it's her husband, though.
Yeah, I mean.
Right.
But do you want to see
Maybe
all the
he's just
sad
trying to, like-
faces?
I mean, everyone grieves differently, I guess.
I mean, they used to take pictures of dead people and put them in a photo album.
They still
yeah.
do.
They prop dead
I'm part
people
of a
up
Facebook
at their own
group.
funerals sometimes.
Oh my God.
That's why I'm getting cremated. Don't touch my fucking body. Don't put makeup on my dead face. I'm going to be cremated. Thank you.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I
getting
want to
cremated
party.
too.
I want to party. I don't want any fucking crying.
Yeah.
No singing.
I
want
gospel
actually a
key.
green burial.
Nothing. Thank you. Ugh.
I'm going to admit this, that when I was little and I heard the word cremated, I heard the cream part, and I thought that they actually turned people into cream.
My cousin
Because I
did
heard
too.
cremate.
You had some interesting thoughts as a kid.
No, I did too, but my cousin
Very
actually
vivid
thought
imagination.
that.
Terrifying.
Me too.
I thought that they turned people into cream. I also thought
had
that Cheerios
weird-
were bagel seeds, and if you planted them, you'd grow a bagel tree. But that's another story.
Did you think if you had
That's
twins,
adorable.
and you got pregnant, and then you had sex again, and then you made another baby on top of it and made twins? I did.
No, I didn't think that. But I did think that the world used to be black and
Kind of
white, and that
inappropriate.
somebody invented color because black and white photos and color photos. So I actually thought that the world used to be black and white.
That kind of makes sense
Well, we
a
can't
little
prove that
bit.
it wasn't. I guess. I don't know.
Out of the mouths of children.
Yeah.
Okay, now my mind is just spinning.
Uh,
Where were we?
Okay, guys, sorry.
Stop taking drugs.
so-
Drugs are bad. Okay.
so anyway, they get the picture. Pam sees them getting the picture taken, and I can't with Pam. She gets so upset. She just immediately turns around and walks out, and I'm like, "Girl, you are there with porn stash. What are you talking about?"
Motherfucker, that's exactly what I said. Plus, you didn't stop him going out the fucking door. That was your choice. My window is open. My neighbors think I'm yelling at somebody.
You filed for
Right?
divorce. You did this.
And it didn't occur to you this was a setup?
Right.
She flip flops. She waffles like more than a Waffle House. I don't know. She's just like all over the place here.
Yeah. And then so then after this happens, JR toasts
Well, I'd like
Bobby.
to propose a toast to my brother Bobby, to his future happiness. May he have all the best.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Jared's
Cheers.
best winning, right? Like he's winning here.
Oh yeah, he's so excited. He's just
Makes it all so delicious.
So excited, and I just can't hide.
all coming together.
He's just a dickhead. Da, da.
We go to what would be commercial break, and then we come back, and JR and Serena have been dancing. We go back to the table where Bobby is sitting there like Eeyore again. I'm gonna go home.
Wah, wah.
Eeyore.
And he
gotta
starts
get-
to walk out.
We need a clip of Eeyore just to play.
We do, which I don't have on hand, but yeah, I'm going to go home. And Jared's like, no, we can go. He's like, Jared, I know what call girls look like, and I appreciate it, but that's not my idea of a good
This
time
night
right
is
now.
very
So
expensive for you, isn't it, JR?
you have fun. And I wrote like, oh, he will. Or he's
JR
gonna
can go
try.
have a threesome with the two of them.
That's what I
Like, what did
immediately
JR
thought too. I
think?
figured that would happen.
Like Bobby used to spread the bees. He knows all about this. Like he spotted it right away. So yeah.
Yeah, how do you
That's,
change?
like, that was Bobby's job.
But he accomplished his goal. So JR's happy.
Come on, she's prime. She's prime.
Ew.
I mean, JR could have a threesome.
Mm.
You know, John Ross did years later. Spoiler alert.
No, he did. And I still like love how much people got their panties in such a twist about that. On the Dallas message board, like people were all the pearl
Losing
clutching.
their
I'm like,
shit.
they're like, this show used to be so much more wholesome. I'm like, what show have you been
What?
watching? I don't understand. What?
They definitely
Really?
made
What have
references to
you-
threesomes in this episode. Did you
Oh,
pick up
hell
on
yeah.
it?
Oh yeah,
They're very
I mean,
style,
as
but-
much as they
Come on.
could in
Yeah.
1983, but he was just basically like, you have fun, like you. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, we
you
didn't know
guys.
that back then. I would have
Yeah.
never picked that up, obviously. But now I'm like, oh,
Right. I went to, but I'm sure my
Bobby
parents
was
did.
kind of like, well, Bobby was kind of, even he was like, I'm sure you paid them quite a bit, so he was kind of like, get your money's worth, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Not me. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Because years later, your son will be getting plenty.
Oh.
Then we cut to one of our memorable scenes, the Rolls Royce on the side of the highway.
Yes, Mark pulls his fancy pants car
Porn
over on the
stash.
side of the road.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Porn stash pulls his fancy pants car to the side of the road to get coffee from a coffee truck that's on the side of the road.
A Rolls Royce getting coffee from a coffee truck.
I don't know why I never noticed the scene before. It's so weird. Like, for whatever reason, they just stayed up all night, and now they're just pulling off the side of the road. There's nobody out.
They're all hungover as fuck. They're just like, yeah.
But think about it, though. I never noticed it. Go ahead, Josh. I'll tell you this after.
No, I was just saying, I very vividly always remember that scene from when I was little, the first time I saw it. For some reason, them on the side of the road with that car.
I remember
that might have been the first Rolls Royce that I saw.
Well, probably me too, but I remember that scene. But I also now looking at it, I'm like, if you think about it, like the little coffee truck thing, like that was like the first food truck back in the day. Like we didn't think about it.
Truck, yeah.
Like,
and they probably didn't really have coffee shops at that point.
No
83, like
the first time I ever went to
after like 60s.
Yeah, the first time I ever went to
and before the 90s.
Honeymoon or after honeymoon, we were in Vegas, and I was like, there was a Starbucks, and I had heard about it and seen it on like TV shows, and I was like, I want to get a Starbucks. It was 1999. Yeah. There was none in Birmingham. There was none like even in Nashville, anywhere big. It was in Vegas, 99, and that seems like weird to me because they're so popular.
Was Dunkin' Donuts all over the country at that point?
Dunkin' was.
It was in Michigan.
Yeah, Dunkin' was.
Dunkin' Donuts was still in the Northeast, or were they?
But Starbucks is on the levels.
There was a few. There was like one that came down here, but now we have a lot. We have like 4 like right by me.
They were sparse. Like we had them on every corner.
And
now
like
we have we have Dunkin' Donuts everywhere.
And they're known for coffee now because they do a good job with the coffee.
Dunkin's coffee is great.
It is, but they had started competing with Starbucks because before that it wasn't anything.
And their breakfast is good too. Their sandwiches and stuff, and their egg white thingies.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm hungry.
What I liked when I was little is we used to ride to the spend the day at the beach. So in the amusement parks we'd ride down, but in the morning we would stop at McDonald's and get breakfasts there. And I was always get the flapjacks
in the styrofoam container.
Yes, with the little like sausage links and the hash browns, and put the maple syrup on everything and just eat it all.
That was a rare treat, but that was always good. They probably taste lousy now, but I'm sure it was awful, but it was.
I just had fond memories because it reminded me. It still tastes good. It just reminded me of going to the beach.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Porn Stash and Cliff get out of the car. They go to get the coffee, which leaves Afton and Pam hungover in the Rolls Royce talking and about prom, which is kind of fun.
How they were pretending like out loud that they were just tired. I'm like, you guys are fucking wasted.
I know. I'm like, yeah, tired. Okay.
I haven't been so tired in a long time. And I'm like, dude, you're trash.
Girl,
shut the fuck up.
You are like rubbing your head. You need to drink some water.
Yeah.
you need to move over Miami.
Yeah.
You need to go to Denny's and sober up.
Greasy diner food stat.
Yes.
And maybe some iron and go to bed.
Yeah, and go to bed. But so they start talking about their proms, which I thought was fun. And then Afton then brings up Kat. So she's like, because Afton, of course, Afton picks up on everything, and she's just like, yes, I was thinking about that when we ran into them last night. It just seems too much of a coincidence. And like, Katherine knew we were going to be there. That you're going to be there. So I feel like it was a setup. And Pam's like, you always think Katherine's up to something. And she's like, yeah, because she is.
Afton's the smartest person on the show, maybe.
She is the smartest person on the show.
No, we've talked about this before, Mary, and this is true. Afton, she plays dumb, or people think she's dumb, but then she's like, even like Cliff stuff, like, do you really think he really is going to do that? Or she picks up on like the shit.
She's observant.
Yes,
Yeah.
observe. That's the word. She
picked up on
definitely
the fact that Clayton was in love with Sue Ellen.
Yep, and then something
Yeah, I
before
think
that
it's
too.
interesting how people are always like, she's like, people are like, oh yeah, she was conniving and stuff. Like, yeah, for like the first half season she was on, but then she was on for several more seasons where all she's doing is like this, like yelling into the void, like, you guys, this thing is happening, and nobody's listening to her. She's right,
and she's right the whole time. Every time.
Yes.
Every single time.
The girl can read people.
Yes, read it. Yes.
Yeah. So then Cliff comes back to the car and he's like, I'm just happy we just got you through like the worst day of your whole life. And she's like, well, second worst. The worst I think is going to be tomorrow in court.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then Ray is brooding.
That's exactly what I said. Brooding.
Yeah.
By the fence.
Brooding.
By the fence. Looking out
off
over the
into
pasture.
top. Yeah.
I do that sometimes. Just stand out by the back fence and brood.
Wait.
Yeah, why not?
You go over to Ray's house and brood by his fence?
Yes.
Oh.
But Donna's going to console him.
And I feel
Of
like,
course she is.
didn't they just have this conversation last week?
They have,
Basically,
yes, they
they
have
hit
this
copy
like
paste.
constantly. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
I know
all I heard was Ray going, I'm a dumb cowboy, I failed Mickey, blah, blah, blah.
I know Donna had that conversation with
I fucking hate when
Bobby
he says that.
when Ray was on the phone with the hospital at the cattle auction. Talking about how he blames himself for bringing Mickey here and blah, blah.
At the cattle auction.
And she's like getting to the point. She's like, look, I get it. You want to run away. And he's like, yes, I want to run. I can't run far enough. And she's like, okay, but you can't, because you can't run away.
And
so you're just going to have to, you have to deal with
far away.
because there's people that like depend on you, like me. Like I'm here. I depend on you. You don't depend on. You need nothing. It's just like, God damn it.
You have all your own men.
I can't run away. I want to run so far. Oh, look at your face. You're
I
like,
just want to run and run. Run, Ray, run.
I want to run, but there's no place to go.
how about just your fucking
Run,
face,
Forrest.
Ray?
Rye.
Rye.
I just want to hit him upside the head.
She said just irritates the fuck out of you.
Not for
Love
real.
It really does, though. It's
I
like,
just can't.
he sounds like a big baby.
I can't.
And then
I
he
would.
said,
He's such a big baby. Like I would not have the patience at all. Donna is a goddamn saint, in my opinion.
yes. Go on to that cattle.
Well, she has
auction.
Paul Morgan that she can go have a fling with if she really gets sick of him. All right, we're going to have an auction next year at the South Fork Experience,
Oh
and
my
you
God,
are
that's
going to
so
be the auctioneer, Sarah.
Yeah.
You might not understand
It's
it.
a new
It's
job.
kind of like when I taught my French language. What is it? Oh,
The French language? You mean French?
yes, I make up my French
Voulez-vous
language.
de
French
beurre?
language.
Hey, Miss Ali.
Oui, oui. Oui, oui,
Yeah.
pipi, mon chéri. Pepe Le
Menage,
Pew.
hey,
Oh.
menage à trois. That's it. They always had a menage.
French
JR was
vanilla.
going to have a menage à trois. See, I threw my French into.
A manage 03.
Don't say si, say
Menage
oui.
a trois. There you go.
What?
Speaking of hangovers, JR has a hangover too.
He needs
Oh,
some
he's
hair of the dog.
hungover.
I bet his. I
You
bet
know
his
what?
Spinach has herpes on it too.
He also had a performance problem last night.
I love this scene. I absolutely love this
Oh, he
scene.
couldn't
I
handle
love that for
it.
him.
She has breakfast. She's like, I'm not sure that I earned breakfast. And she's like, you don't have to. Actually, hold on. I have the clip.
He could have
Oh,
been his
yes,
country
please.
Hell, I
tour.
don't think I earned breakfast this morning.
You don't have to earn breakfast. Besides, you just had a little too much to drink last night. That's all.
Whiskey.
How come women are so understanding in a situation like that?
Because men are so fragile.
Okay, number one, whiskey dick. Number two, the reason she's not complaining is because you gave her thousands of dollars, you stupid fuck. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
She don't give a shit.
Yeah, you give me
She's fine.
$1,000,
Girl can
I'll
take care
forget
of
about your
herself.
whiskey dick too. Fuck you, you idiot.
She has the
Limp
world's
noodle.
best vibrator. She doesn't care.
That is, yeah.
The
that is
danger
a-
noodle is not dangerous. It's
He's
limp.
he's a limpy
limp noodle.
noodle. Limpy danger noodle. Ooh, a floppy foot noodle. There you go. Made a new one up. I've had too much wine. A floppy foot noodle.
I know. I love this for him. I
Where's
really
the
do.
wine?
Yes, yeah.
Hey, at least he's copping up to
I know.
it. He could have just played like it didn't happen.
I know.
Yeah.
And he's
mean,
like, so.
What's he gonna do? He couldn't get it up in front of the sex worker. He can't
Probably
deny it, you
2
know?
sex
Like, how
workers.
That's
do you,
true.
how
Right.
do you try to talk that away?
I mean, you could just pretend like, get my coffee towel. Here's 1,000. Blah, 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 you know,
But I mean,
skip out for a couple of weeks.
I'm sure Serena's dealt with that before. I'm sure Serena, being a sex worker, has absolutely just been there for companionship and
Right. And there's going to be a lot of
they're
nervousty in that
friends.
situation.
Yes,
you
it's
know?
not like this is their first time.
And
They're like friends too. So
Let's not
Yeah,
forget
they're
the
not
last
strangers.
time. Let's not forget the last time he was there. All he wanted to do was talk.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I get.
Right.
Like that's like his like
Yes.
person, like that kind of. But still,
'Cause
like,
he just needs a friend. He literally just needs friends.
You
Dude.
say
but
she's
when you
just
have a guilty
friend.
conscience, you probably can't get
Sue
your
Ellen
penis
would
up
have done
either.
anything for him.
I know.
They say
but
mean-
His wife could be his
people.
best friend if he wasn't a dumbass.
Oh,
He hates
you are
himself.
so right.
He does.
Guess what? You have somebody that's
He
called
totally
your
does.
wife. That's your confidant. Oops.
And
Mm-hmm.
he says he's really concerned about Bobby. In fact, he's so concerned
Really?
about Bobby, he doesn't want to have Bobby burdened with the running Ewing oil.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm.
And this is where he repeats the whole like, well, the fight is over for Bobby, but not for him.
Right.
So just so we know that, the
Right.
audience.
The snake lays low in the grass very quietly and then pounces when you least expect it.
He tricked
That's
the
what he's
audience a
doing.
little bit too, thinking, after the fire, like, oh, maybe he really is going to, call off the fight.
And then
He's going to call off the fight after he
And he's
wins.
got to reveal it to the audience that he hasn't called off the fight before he
Right.
deals with everybody else.
And then JR calls Katherine, and much like Les Miserables, they just have to get through one day more.
Basically a throwaway scene there, just them saying, yep, okay.
Yep.
I was actually going to get the song and play it, but I forgot.
He wants
so.
to, he wants to get the other side of the story. Did it work? He saw what happened from his perspective, but he wanted to make sure that
It's all going
Everything
according
well.
to plan.
Boris and Natasha. You kill squirrel and moose? Mwah. Spit them up.
So Pam and Cliff are walking. Pam is still hungover as fuck.
And his digestive system is all over the place. He wants Mexican. He said there's a good Chinese place nearby.
Honestly, he
We have
just
to
sounds
drink because
high.
he said he might be, but he says Chinese, so we have to drink. And she's like, I can't do
God,
it.
it's
I
Cliff, duh.
need like coffee and just toast.
I would take donuts.
And this is a scene where she realizes that Cliff is being legit with her, and that he really does care about her, and he's worried about her, and he is, because he loves his sister. And hashtag this is my Cliff. This is my Cliff.
he's actually being
As
a
opposed to-
reasonable brother. He's got ulterior motives, but he's kind of being reasonable and being supportive.
Well, because he said, she's like, you're just worried that, and he's like, no, he's like, I actually realize how much you love him, and like, I don't like him, but for you, I'm sad for you, and we need to get you through
And
this.
this plan is coming together though for the throuple with him and Mark.
Oh yes,
Right.
oh
If we can just get past this part, then his plan can go into effect, as you just said.
Yes.
Poor Stan.
We got to Bobby businessing on his computer in the office.
Walking
Businessing on
away.
his computer.
Yeah, desk.
That
And there's
that very high tech
charts.
computer.
Yeah.
there's color charts.
Ooh.
Oh,
Fancy.
these are the reports.
Give me an Excel
These
sheet
are
and a
the
color
reports.
chart.
These reports, like the tests last week, these undefined reports.
Yeah. Reports.
Good.
Yeah.
These reports are concerning me.
Yeah. And he's so pissed.
These
They're
reports.
concerning me. I'm so concerned.
And none of them ever took a
These
typing
reports.
thing because they're always typing one finger at a time on the different.
Oh yeah, they pay. If they went to college, they paid people to type those papers. They didn't do it.
They paid people to do the papers for them too. No,
That's true too. So JR comes in just before lunch. Bobby's pissed. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Do you work here? Do you work here? Because we have shit to do." And he's like, "I own half the company. I can do whatever I want. Let's go play racquetball." It's been several seasons since we played racquetball.
Yes.
And Bobby's like, I don't want to play racquetball. I'm concerned about these reports.
I fucking love the racquetball scenes.
Reports.
go back to the racquetball club and have Heidi Hackman there.
I know they're so good.
You can hear
Bob's
the
like, "No,
echoey
I
ball.
want to work." And Jared's like, "No, we're going to lunch." And he's like, he's like, "I don't give a shit. 5 minutes, we're going to lunch." Bobby's like, "Fine. Then we're going to do work.
Go back and get married again. Stop it. Fucking
It's like
baby.
it's like two children pouting. Fine, you want to be that way? Fine, we'll be that way. Fine.
Just go have fun and play racquetball and go have a steak and a martini. Shit.
Right.
I know, everything Bobby's doing, he's like,
I know, your life is so fucking hard. I'm so sorry.
He feels so put out. He's just so put out.
It's like your brother is literally like telling you, I get you're concerned about the report, but your brother's like, dude, come on. Let's go do some stuff. Yeah, like no ulterior motive here right now. Come play racquetball with me.
Right.
I think he also felt like maybe he had to sweat out some of the alcohol.
I probably would help him at this moment, honestly.
Sweat it out so he can get some new alcohol.
And have JR put those racquetball shorts
Have
on
some
again.
hair of the dog in the middle. Yeah.
Hair of the dog. Oh, yeah.
And a moon over Miami.
Yeah.
Having Bloody Mary for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So when they cut to Dallas Memorial, Ray is visiting Mickey, but Mickey wants to talk.
Shut that door, Raymond.
Foreshadowing.
Or is
It's serious.
Or is it?
Shut the door. Have a seat.
Well, I'm a dumb cowboy. I'm not going to sit. I'm going to stand.
So he says that, like, look, there's stuff that I can do that they might be able to help me. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go through physical therapy. I'm going to hope that they're going to come up with things to help me keep going because I realize I am alive and I'm happy that I'm alive. But if shit goes south, you need to basically pull the plug. He basically just wants a do not resuscitate order. That's what he wants.
And he can't tell Lucy and his mother.
Right. And I was like,
Oh, they'll flip out on him.
Thing?
Oh, no.
Was like a do not resuscitate not a thing then? And so I looked it up. And it was the first do not resuscitate things came in 1976, but most places wouldn't do it. And it looks like Texas started doing it officially around like 1996. As far as I could tell. If someone knows differently, please correct me.
That sounds
But
about right.
Yeah.
I was trying to, and they revamped it in 2018 so that parents can override what doctors say.
Okay. 96?
Yeah, I think so. That's the one date I could find.
Like, I can see like that
That's 13 years
85,
later.
88-ish kind of like.
I could be wrong, but that's the only date I found.
Holy shit. That's
On
like,
my
I was
quick
that's
Google
the year before I
search.
graduated high school. I mean, it's like.
I was in college.
I think
yeah.
there's like 2 states that a parent can override a spouse. Like if you were dying and Seth was like, this is her wish, and your mom was like, fuck no, leave her on it. There's like, I think there's like a couple of states where like parents, believe it or not, we're not one. I mean,
Do you guys remember
could
Terry
be Texas.
Shivo?
maybe.
What?
Do you guys remember Terry Shivo?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
That was high school, I think, or early college.
It's that woman.
He
It's
left
that
her
woman
on there for a long time.
She was on a feeding tube and like she basically had not much, she wasn't really there anymore. And there was this whole like legal battle whether or not to discontinue her feeding tube.
like his parents and him. And he was like, this is not what, or they were like, this is what she wants or something.
There was like a 2020 on that.
Yes.
I think I watched.
That was a long time ago.
That was like
but I
high
remember
school
that.
for me or freshman year of college.
I remember, I actually, because
Give that a
I
go.
remember it was before, I believe it was before I had this college class and we discussed, all the like controversial things, but one of those things was physician assisted suicide.
Oh, a medical ethics class. I took one of those.
Totally different. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Which
I-
that's from Michigan.
Wait, they have that in Michigan?
Well, he's from Michigan.
Oh.
What's his face? The medical assisted suicide guy.
Jack
yeah.
Kevorkian.
Jack
Oh,
Kevorkian. Yeah, he's from Detroit. Yeah.
Well, he's
just
dead
already-
now, but
Well,
Yeah, but
yeah, but he was from Detroit.
I
That's
just
where
told
it
my
was.
daughter
I
to
know
trip
my-
over the tube and pull it out, and
I know my birth mother. I found out she fell off a roof at 43 and broke her neck because she had a degenerative nerve disease that was hereditary. And her oldest daughter actually had to pull the plug or sign off on ending her
Yeah.
life at 43 years old.
no, my daughter is my medical executor.
If I had grown up in that family, I would have been the oldest one and would have had to do that. So
Well, Hayden is the oldest, but like in my
Different
family,
circumstances, you may not have been burying your mother in that case.
true.
Different circumstances.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Like-
Because you never know. Because that's
right,
like the.
she may not have been on that roof. She may not have met that person. She may
Right.
not have been. She may have
Right,
been
right,
doing
yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
So-
I just know
Terry
I'm not
Schiavo
the-
died in 2005.
Who? What?
2005.
Oh my God, that was exactly when that college class was.
Yeah.
Oh.
Holy
There you
shit. Yeah.
No wonder you're talking about it.
Oh,
Okay, so anyway, that's what he wants, and he's basically like, and obviously he can't get that to sign to like make a thing, so he's just telling Ray, "That's what I want," and Ray's just like, "No, it's not gonna." He's like, "Ray, look me in the eye. You're pulling the plug.
Say you'll
End
do it.
scene."
Say you'll do it.
Just
Yeah,
do
I'll
it.
do it.
Just do it.
it.
It's not a tumor.
So we cut to Bobby and Katherine having dinner, and
Let's talk
she
about her
basically
outfit.
convinces. Okay.
wow.
It's shiny. It reminds me of party lights with all these sparkle.
mean, Katherine likes a shiny, sparkly dress.
Wardrobe?
and
She
Catherine
does.
likes blue
Yeah,
eyeshadow too.
Attention.
She does.
She
Ah.
likes attention.
She does like the attention.
She's a bit of
I
a
feel like y'all are just
Courageable disciple or something.
Yeah.
So my message to Bobby here is shut up. She is not your friend. Continue.
But he doesn't.
Right. But he
But he's Eeyore
doesn't
right
know
now.
that.
He's
Yes, and
Eeyore.
he's like, "What? Maybe I want to," because like this, and it does affect him. I would probably go. And she's like, "No, don't do it." Okay, Katherine.
Whatever you say, Catherine.
Don't go to the court. Don't go to the court. Then we have a throwaway scene of Bobby and JR meeting with about
Business.
the business
Business
about
meeting.
Goodness.
Business.
the lack of reserves in the Ewing Oil Company.
The thing Bobby was so concerned about, and they're like, "Yeah, that might be a problem. You might want to think about that. Doing that,
Then
getting more reserves."
they all leave, and then Bobby realizes what time it is.
Oh, but also, JR's like, "Yeah, we'll deal with that in 2 weeks," and then Bobby, goddamn dumb, beautiful Bobby, why are you waiting 2 weeks? Like, why you could just do it now? Like, nothing's gonna change. Oh, because you need to just relax for 2 weeks, and then we'll deal with it.
Because I'll be president then, and you won't.
And you
It's
won't have
for
to
your
deal with it.
mental health, Bobby.
He's
Okay.
so sneaky.
All right.
You don't need the burden of running an oil company. You go be a rancher. Go do something
Go
else.
be pretty somewhere else.
Go to California with Gary and surf out in the Pacific.
So then we cut to case 5706, Ewing versus Ewing.
Dun, dun, dun.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Mr. Garrity is representing Pam. Mr. Moran is representing Bobby,
Who is not present.
who's not present. Since I guess Pam is the one who filed for divorce, so she is.
Sure as shit, better believe I'm going to be there.
And he's contesting
Plaintiff,
it.
thank you. I'm like, it starts with a P. Plaintiff.
He's not contesting it.
He's not contesting it. He's ghosting it. And
That's still horrible.
Cliff, Afton, and Katherine are in the courtroom, of course. I'm surprised that after the divorce went through, we didn't see a shot of Katherine with a...
we do. We get a shot of her face going like, I actually did get a screen grab of that. Holy shit, I'll get it up. So Judge Thornby, I guess this is the same judge who was presiding over Christopher's adoption? Is that why he knows about Christopher?
Maybe.
Or is it just because he like follows the paper?
It's all in the paper.
Viewing.
Yeah.
It's probably all in the files.
Yeah. Maybe.
She's looking
Yeah,
for
and
that
so he's
shot.
like, "You've done everything to reconcile," and she's like, "We have." And
cry.
he's like, "All right, well, I mean, and so you're no longer compatible?" And she's like, "Yeah, we're no longer compatible." He's like, "All right, well then, I guess your divorce is granted." And this
Amnesty
is
is
Katherine.
granted.
This is Katherine's face.
Oh, that conniving bitch.
I knew that
So good,
bitch.
I
She's
had
like,
it.
he's all mine now, you motherfucker.
Carrie in
Yeah.
the chat said she looks like an evil Barbie.
She is an evil Barbie.
Yeah, that's it. That's the brunette Barbie. Everybody had the blonde Barbie. That's the brunette Barbie.
That's right.
She's just closer to making that Ewing Tundra Torque her own.
Oh yeah, she wants what's wrong with her.
She's a conniving little bitch.
So divorce granted. Hammer, freeze frame on Pam.
And
So then
scene.
we freeze frame on Pam. So we have to drink twice.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to tell Sarah twice that she has to drink twice.
What,
She
3
was going to drink
times?
twice anyway.
3 times a matey.
When you say twice, that means
Buckle
three.
skins.
With you guys, this Delta 9 seltzer I'm drinking, me and Chad made it ourselves.
Oh.
How do you do that? You
We'll
keep
give
those
her love.
dummies in there?
That's
Oh,
the nerve
Devon,
gas they were going to
please.
use in Goldfinger to kill everybody.
What?
Just to throw that out. Delta 9. Yeah.
Was it?
Have you been
That's the
eating?
nerve gas. The Delta.
Well, I know, but I was going to make a joke and it came out wrong. I was like, have you been drinking Delta 9?
Well, isn't that
Yeah.
special?
Drinking nerve gas.
Basically, it's just like a THC elixir,
Oh.
filtered water, and citric acid, and whatever flavor you want to add in, and then you
Elixir makes me think of like
let it
the
circulate, and
carnival.
then you keg it.
Take my elixir.
Oh, I have that elixir from Omni in the refrigerator still. I haven't even opened it.
Oh.
It can be done.
Put
It's
it
not
in your
that hard. You
makeup
just-
bag.
I remember I was going
If
to
you have a
open it and
soda
drink
stream,
the.
you might be able to do it.
I was going to open it and drink the bottle, and then I Googled it to see what it was. Find
You
out
don't
more
drink the
about
whole
it,
thing.
and it,
Don't drink the
No,
bottle.
No,
you did that.
you-
Was it one? You
no.
did that the other day.
no, 2 teaspoons is all you need for a serving of that.
Yeah, who
The
did?
one
Was
that
it
I
not
have,
one
yeah.
of y'all? Somebody just did that, and they said that they just were like, and then they're like, I just was so like not fucked up, but like fucked up, like it weird. And they're like, I looked at it and I was
Yeah,
like,
because
oh,
you,
it's like
you get
two.
stuck in your own head.
Yeah, and
you're
they
just
were
like,
I was fine, but I wasn't. And then I was like, and not paranoid, but like he's like, I can't. I swear I thought it was one of y'all anyway, but that happened. He goes, I looked back and it's like 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons, and he's like, I did the whole fucking bottle. I thought it was like one of those like little energy shots you take, and I was like,
I knew someone that
He's
was, when
supposed
they
to the
were
next day.
when they were younger, they were this naive that they went to meet up with some friends, and they gave them this sheet of acid to take upstairs and wait for them. And when
no,
they came
ma'am.
up, they said, "Where's the acid?" He had done the whole sheet. He didn't know you were supposed to do a tab.
That's why you're supposed to tear it apart. And yeah, I did it twice, and the second time was like
That must
it
have
was
been
like
the worst trip in the history of trips.
I've never done
Okay,
acid.
I've done
but I
it
could
twice.
only
The first
imagine
time I don't really
that's
think
bad
it was real. The second time it was definitely real. It was a blue gel tab.
Mushrooms.
Those are actually kind of good though.
Mushrooms are better.
Yes.
Do you
But
remember the
this
movie
shit-
Detroit Rock City?
Yeah.
Oh, I prayed to God, Mary. I
When
laid
they
before I
served
said, Jesus Christ, if you
the
don't
wild
ever,
mushroom pizza
I'll never do it again.
to the priest?
No. Oh no.
In a long time.
I bet they're going to hell.
It was a movie, Sarah.
I know. I'm saying, but those people are going to hell in the movie.
with Sam Huntington and Eddie Furlong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my
Shannon
God.
Tweed was in that.
What's the name of it?
Detroit Rock City.
Detroit Rock City.
About some high
It's
schoolers
about
trying to go
guys
to a Kiss
obsessed
concert.
with Kiss.
And they get to get their friend out of the Catholic school. They have one of them pose as a pizza delivery guy with a. They have covered the pizza in mushrooms. So they.
I've seen that once, and when it first came out on DVD, so it's been a hot minute.
Do you know what I saw for the first
I
time?
might have seen it on VHS.
Sorry.
Shall we do our?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
Because I'm going to get a hamburger.
All right. I give this, you guys, this is the one where Bobby and Pam get divorced. I give this 5 bourbons.
Whoa.
And divorce granted.
Oh.
Bam.
I'm going to bring that average down. I'm going to say 4.3 and a carpet beater.
My mom says if I want to be a lesbian, I got to lick carpet.
I guess.
I gave this one. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Good.
You want me to go?
All right, I gave this one 4.8 bourbons and a Cialis for JR.
Damn it! Okay.
It wasn't a thing yet, but yeah.
No, you know what? I'm going to go in that. I'm going to go in that genre.
What's the other one called?
I don't know, but I'm going to say I am going to give this a 4.75 and not a Cialis, but a slap in the face for a floppy nope rope, and then go have an egg yolk and Tabasco sauce.
Slap it on the table.
A floppy nope rope because you're an asshole and you like to.
With the whole ass.
Slap it around a little, JR.
Beat that floppy nope rope on the table and see how it feels tomorrow, dumbass. Go ahead. Sorry. Oh, Josh's face.
This is a very dick heavy episode.
It was so phallic.
I like that.
Like, even before we started, I think.
I think it was just that kind of night. I'm just going to punish those penises.
Thanks, Sarah.
That sounded even worse. God almighty. I am so sorry.
Should someone warn Scott? Or okay.
He's about to walk in my cheeseburger and I'm so excited.
I'm closing it out with a 4.75 and a hangover on the side of the highway in the back of a Rolls Royce.
One more dick joke.
Oh my TikTok. Okay, so next week we're going to be reviewing season 7, episode 5, episode 136 of the series, The Quality of Mercy. And that is...
Goodbye, nice seeing you again.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
I gotta compliment you on your devastating charm, my dear. No one is safe.
What does that mean?
He may have told you he came here to see John Rawls. But if I've ever seen a young man with a crush, he is it.
You're a very nice man.
I'd like nothing more than to spend my life making you happy.
Ewing along South Fork should be yours. And I'm gonna get him for you.
When Pamela and I were separated, I still thought of her as my wife. I was sure we were going to get back together. Now I see I've lost her and Christopher forever.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Check out our website, ewingbbq.com, for all things Ewing Barbecue. Bye.
Take care of yourselves.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
JR, you need to see Alice, buddy. I'm sorry about that.
The Ewing Barbecue Podcast is a Stitches creative production. Produced, edited, and graphic design by Mary Louise Hutter. That's me. Social media by Josh Eilberg and Brad Mulholland. Our South Fork expert and behind-the-scenes helper is Jana Tim. Please check out our website, ewingbbq.com, for all things Dallas and Ewing Barbecue related. Copyright 2024. Sit, Bela Lugosi, sit. Good duck.